Hi, my name is Keith Strickland. I'm the founder of Making the Transition. Making the Transition is an organization that I founded almost 10 years ago. I started Making the Transition because I'm a product of inner city poverty. Growing up, I thought I either had to be a drug dealer or some type of criminal, or I would be dead or in prison by a certain age, or I would just be stuck in poverty and being poor for the rest of my life. We grew up, we didn't see a lot of doctors and lawyers in our community, so we didn't think that we had the possibility, the capability to even live that type of lifestyle or to accomplish that kind of goal or to be a working professional. So since I thought I had to be a criminal, that's exactly what I became. I started selling drugs when I was around 13 years old. I ended up being expelled from school. I ended up doing several years in jail and hurting all kind of people with the decisions that I made for my life. And after being sentenced to almost 30 years in prison, I got a second chance to live my life over. And it finally clicked to me. No matter what barriers I had, no matter what obstacles were in front of me, no matter what community I grew up in, I determined what kind of life I was going to live. So once I finally took control of my life, it clicked to me that it wasn't enough for me to change my own life. There were children all across the United States, Miami to New York, from Alabama to LA to Detroit, Ohio, Chicago, all across the United States who were facing the same exact barriers and creating the same cycles for themselves. And then I thought even deeper. Even if a child who grows up in a high crime inner city community or a rural poor area that doesn't have access to the same resources may be at higher risk, all of our children are at risk. So I created Making a Transition so that we can break cycles of generational poverty and hopelessness and create bridges so that our children could get the resources they need to be excited about life, to be hopeful and optimistic about the futures they could build. So I can't wait to tell you guys about our new programs. This is our Life Skill Behavior Modification Package 2.0. This is one of our programs. This is called the 75-year-old you. The 75-year-old you has youth look at how do you want your life to look when you're 75 years old. Once you've retired, once you've raised your family, once you've done most of the work you're going to do in your life, what kind of life do you want to have? Where do you want to live? What type of community do you want to live in? What kind of life do you want to have built for yourself? We have them vision boarded. We have them do everything they have to do so they can be excited about it, but so that they can take ownership of it. And then once they're driven and motivated by this dream they've created, we backtrack to current day, right here, right now. What can you do today and every day so that you can build this life that you dreamed about and it can become your reality? So now we have a child who doesn't just have a goal for their life, they have a goal for every single day of their life. So now if a child gets off track on Monday, they can bounce back on Tuesday because they have this vision for their life that's so valuable to them that nothing is worth throwing it away or risking it for. So now you have a child who's passionate about education, who wants to stay out of jail, or who wants to live because they're excited about the life they can live. But that's not our only program. We have over 100 different programs like this. What is character? So now instead of telling a child you have bad behavior or that you have bad actions, what exactly does that mean? What is character? How do my actions lead into my character? How does my behavior define my character? So when people look at me, who exactly are they seeing? And if you don't like the way people view you or what people think about you, how do you take control of that and redefine the narrative of what your character is saying about you? Then we have programs like this, Thinking for Yourself. So we look at how does the community you live in, the society you're a part of, the music you listen to, the friends you hang out with, the TV shows you watch, how do all of those things paint a picture to you about the world, about yourself? So when you look into the mirror, who defines what you see? And if you don't like that definition, if you don't like the way you view the world and the possibilities the world has for you, how do you redefine that and take control of that for yourself? And then the purpose of money. So now instead of being a consumer who makes money and goes out and spending and buys things, you look at why was money created? How can I use money as a resource? How can I use my building block of money to create the life that I want to live? What is good credit and why do I need it? What does it mean to have an investment account? Why do I need a savings account? What is a mutual fund? Now we look at building financial literacy, but attaching a purpose behind it. How does financially How does being financially responsible help you build the life you want to live? These are programs that can be taught in any school, that can be taught in any correctional facility, any foster care home, any church. So we can give a private school feel inside of a public school. So now we create a culture where children are excited to learn, because a hopeful, optimistic child is going to be a child who's invested, a child who gives you more, a child who's working with you instead of against you. But that's not all. We don't stop there. We also have Making the Transition University, which is a full online university that covers things like emotional literacy, behavior modification, character training, life skills training, life enrichment programs, digital literacy, but it can be used from a cell phone. So now parents and children, no matter where they are, have full access to programs that can change their entire life, because no child should be not given the tools they need to build the life they deserve, no matter where they live, no matter their social economic status, no matter what. Every child needs to understand certain key principles. Every child needs to have a supportive team behind them that's encouraging them, but also giving them the love that they need, so that they know that they can do this, so that they know that it's not just them working alone, so that they know that they have a whole team of people who are dedicated to their success, so that they can be positive, interactive, productive members of society. So now you can take your mentors, now you can take your interns, now you can take your parents who are part of your parent association and give them the tools they need. So even though they might not have educational background in therapy, social work, or be equipped to create programs, now you can all identify where your children start at, where you want your children benchmarks to be set at, and where you want your child to end at. So now you can work together as a team, and everybody can be a stakeholder in one child's future. Because one person alone can't change a child's life, but when we work together as a team, there's nothing we can't accomplish. So now you can use our tools to bring your entire team together to work towards one goal, unified, one step at a time. So as you go through these programs, you're helping children build one principle, get one tool, put it in their toolbox, so that when they go out here as an adult and they're trying to build the life they want to have, they have everything at their disposal they need to build this life. So we're not just telling them to dream, we're showing them how to create. So we can't wait to partner with you. Please go on our website, email us, call us, but reach out to us, because together we can break cycles of poverty, we can raise the graduation rates, we can lower crime rates, we can change children's whole futures if we work together as a team.